here's how to convert a URL into LLM friendly Markdown. And it's dead simple because we're going to be using a service called Reader by Jina. And you can test this out even without using an API key. You can just go onto their page and they've basically got it mapped out for here. But in this Bubble tutorial video, I'm going to show you how we can add this in to the Bubble API connector and even build a simple form to get the output. Because this would be an amazing tool if you wanted your users to perhaps provide a list of their competition and then you wanted to be able to do stuff with an LLM based on the content of that competition's websites. So we're just going to run a test so I can show you what we get. Then we create that typo. I mean, basically all we need to do is add the URL to the end of rjina.ai. If you don't use an API key, you are going to get rate limited, but we can just test it out now. So I'm going to say get response, and it's going to crawl the site and it's going to send back a response. And you can see here that it has basically taken all of the design elements out of our website, planetnocode.com, and it's just returned back the essential bits of data and it's structured it as Markdown. For example, these are our H3s declared in our HTML, and they're coming back in Markdown as the 3 hashes, meaning a header 3. And then we even get back the images. You can see the image files, you can see the links, etc. It's all covered here and it's all beautifully formatted, precisely what you need if you're working with an LLM. So how do we add this in to our Bubble API connector? Well, we just simply copy this. And then if I go into my Bubble app demo and go into API connector, let's go down and let's add in Jina. And I'm going to add it in because I'm going to record 2 videos on this. One is if we were scraping one site, but Jina also will allow you to scrape search results and get that back in a beautiful Markdown format for sending on to an LLM. So let's add this in and then we'll just say convert URL into LLM friendly Markdown. Okay. I'm going to add it as an action because I want to run this in the workflow, and then I'm just going to paste it in and make this bit here dynamic. And so in a GET request in the URL, we just make it dynamic by adding in the square brackets. So I'll add in square brackets there, and Bubble now adds in a field, and we want this field because we're going to add data into this field in our API connector when we run the workflow. So I need to initialize it first, so I'm going to paste back in just Planet No Code's URL, and then I'm going to initialize. And this should just be running exactly what we saw happening when we ran it on the Jina website. Now we're getting back something different. Perhaps we just get back text. Let's try it like that. We'll run it there. Cool, there we go. Here's the text in Markdown, and it's come back. Cool, yeah, that all looks good. I mean, is that Markdown? I mean, it's Markdown images. Where are the, let's just do a quick search for the H3s. Yeah, we're getting back the H3s. Okay, I think Bubble is ignoring any line spaces just in this preview here. So the key bit here is that we're not getting back JSON because we're not getting back a load of information separated that into different fields. We're just getting back some text. So how do I go about adding that into a page? Well, let's go ahead and create a page, and we'll call this convert URL to Markdown. And create. Now I'm not going to make an amazing design here. Obviously, if you were building this into your app with actual users, you wouldn't use a fixed layout, you'd be using rows and columns. But just so this is nice and quick, let's go ahead and take our input and take our button and take some text because we want to show the outcome of our API request. Now we're not going to save it to the database, we're going to use a custom state. Custom states are a way of temporarily storing data. It's slightly quicker than saving it to the database, but the downside is that it only lasts as long as your user is on the page. If they change pages, if they refresh, you lose the data in the custom state. But that's perfect for what we need for now. So I'm going to say enter URL here. Custom states can be added to any element on the page. I like to add them to the page itself, otherwise it just gets a bit messy and hard to find where you saved it. So I'll say Markdown friendly response. No, it's LLM friendly response in Markdown, and it's just going to be text because that's what we're getting back. Cool. And then I want this to display that. So how do I find my custom state? Well, I go to my page and there's my custom state. So now this text element is going to show whatever text is put into that custom state. I'll say here, convert URL to Markdown. Now, if you do want to do some more complex things with web scraping, like you want to, you're scraping like a results page, like say Airbnb, I don't know. The danger of web scraping is that most websites will try and prevent it. But let's assume you want to scrape ratings from Airbnb. If you're doing something a bit more advanced, like isolate out, take the rating from all the records. So there's effectively, if it was built in Bubble, it would be a repeating group of listings or reviews, and you want to scrape those, and so you want to scrape each rating from each one. Then I recommend using page to API. Although, if you are okay just using an AI API, an LLM like OpenAI, you could of course just give the whole page in Markdown to OpenAI and ask it to extract out the different elements. You could even go to calculate an average and respond with that. If you want to respond with particular structured JSON, you can do that with JSON mode, although they've just renamed that in OpenAI. But if you want to make it easier upon yourself to do that in Bubble, the best way to do that is using Claude's tools, which is Claude's JSON mode, because Bubble actually recognizes the response in JSON as different structured bits of data, which it doesn't do with OpenAI. We've got videos covering all that, so do have a search in our library to find those. But right now, we're just going to add in the workflow here. So what do? We call Jina. And if you don't see the option here, it's because you either haven't initialized it in the API connector or you haven't set it as an action. You've got it set to data. It needs to be an action because this is a workflow action. Then we set a state. Set state. There's our page. There's our state. And it's the response back. Because we're not getting JSON, we don't have to isolate the particular value that's coming back. It's just the text that responds back. So let's go ahead and hit preview. And now let's put in our URL again. In fact, I've probably still got it on my clipboard. Let's go ahead so I don't need the Jina bit. That's being filled in by the API connector. I just need our website. Let's convert it. So this is sending off the API request to Jina, and it's come back. Now, the reason we're not getting the whole text back is, well, we are getting the whole text back, but it's not showing it. That's because I'm using a fixed layout, and it's just horrible. So if I convert this into a column, it's all going to snap to the top. There's no styling, but it's going to mean the data is coming back. It's just the text element's not set up to show it on the page in its entirety. So let's paste back in our URL just to prove to you it's working. There we go. So here's our page all in lovely Markdown, and so we can use that as a great format to send off to an LLM to do analysis on it. For example, competitor analysis. You could have, if you're building some sort of app where your users can monitor themselves against competitors, you can have their competitors' websites and you can get them compared to their website. You can just get an LLM to do that. But the starter is what we've done here, which is to get a website in a clean format, text format, for an LLM like OpenAI or Claude to understand.